Louie Gohmert was on Fox News talking about how Democrats are the party of no. Democrats. So let's take a peek in the scary twilight zone that is Louie Gohmert's mind.
It's got to be great news. The president says he wants to work with Republicans now.
Well, what he says is he wants to get out his pen and veto. But what I'm excited about is after all these years, Trace, now the president has finally admitted they've been lying. He, Harry Reid, all those folks that have been saying Republicans were the party of no. He's basically admitted in this statement, yeah, we've been the party of no, but I've been able to rely on Harry Reid to say no, so I didn't have to. But we've been the ones that really stopped it. That's what I'm hearing in that statement, and I'm glad the president finally admitted. Like an alcoholic, the best news is when you finally admit where your problem is.
You mentioned that in the health care debate, he was also saying we're going to work with Republicans, and that didn't quite work out the way you hoped.
Well, no, because he said, I have an open door if you've got any ideas. A bunch of us tried. They never had any indication that they would let us in. We kept asking, hey, we got some good ideas. Never wanted to hear from us. So that was all for the camera, all for television, but not so much for reality.
He just said that Obama and the Democrats did not work with Republicans on the issue of health care reform. What fucking planet do you live on? The real progressive, the real liberal proposal is single payer, is Medicare for all. Right off the bat, the Democrats said, okay, we're not even going to go for our own proposal. We're going to go do a public option. So right off the bat, boom, a concession. Well, let's do a public option. So you could choose to buy into a Medicare-like system, but then there's also the option of staying with the private plans. So already a concession. Then they went from that position, which should have been the compromise. They went from that to an individual mandate system, which is what Obamacare is. Now, you know who came up with the individual mandate system? Richard Nixon. He was the first one to propose it. Then Bob Dole in the 1990s. It was also the Republican response to what was called Clinton Care at the time. It was the Heritage Foundation that wrote policy papers where they supported the idea that became Obamacare. You know who else supported it? Chuck Grassley, Newt Gingrich, all the House Republicans supported it. It's your idea. It's a Republican idea. It's a Republican proposal. So the Democrats caved twice and negotiated with the Republicans. Whereas the Republicans ended up getting their policy from the 1990s, so they didn't budge at all. They didn't move at all. They didn't negotiate at all. It was the Democrats who gave away everything. But they flipped the reality on its head, and they're like, yeah, Obamacare is such a super liberal policy, and Obama never compromised with the Republicans. Yeah, that's how it happened, even though that's the exact opposite of how it happened. God, he's so stupid. I don't think Louie Gohmert knows anything. I really don't. I think he's like it's basically like you took somebody who's an 8th grader, you slapped a suit on him, and you put him in an adult's body, and you trotted him out and said, okay, son, try to run America. That's Louie Gohmert for you. Now, also, to the idea that the Democrats are the party of no. It's so counterfactual, I don't even know where to start. I mean, here, let me just give you a few examples of just how wrong that is. The Republicans literally broke the filibuster record when Obama was president, since Obama's been president. They broke the filibuster record. They also tried to repeal Obamacare 51 times. Tell me again who the party of no is? I'm curious. It's the Democrats, right? Also, the Republican Congress under Obama passed the least number of bills. So this Congress was the least productive in recorded history. And you're to tell me that the Democrats are the party of no. Insanely counterfactual. I mean, here we have a Democratic president who time and time and time again has given Republicans what they want and agrees with them on many issues. And every time he agrees with them, they slap him in the face anyway. And they say, we don't care if you agree with us. Now we don't agree with us. Whether it's their health care plan or whether it's their foreign policy. This guy has basically copied George Bush in many ways. since he's been in office. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is the case. Look at the NSA. He continued all of Bush's policies on the NSA. He made permanent over 90% of the Bush tax cuts. And you're going to tell me, you're going to tell us that Obama doesn't negotiate and the Democrats are the party of no. Whenever I hear Louie Gohmert speak, I think, God, this guy needs to read a book. But then it occurs to me that even if he read a book, it's not like it would sink in. It's not like he would understand it and comprehend it and change his mind to fit the facts. He would just say, fuck the facts. I'm Louie Gohmert, and I override the facts. Democrats suck.